Most beginners think they have to buy the land before they actually take down a project. This is exactly how most early investors and early contractors get themselves in trouble before they even get started. Let me explain to you how I control the land before I even buy the land and take down a project to de-risk the project and ultimately know that that project is financially viable before I back myself into a corner and I take a project down. Prior to the 2008 recession, I would go in and just like most of you just starting out, I thought that I had to buy the land, and I actually thought that we were going to run out of land. So any good piece of land that could make a profit on a house, I would just sweep it up and buy it. Anytime I was going to go in, I was going to subdivide land, and if it made sense with the overall finished value of that land, before I actually even subdivided it and before I even put the utilities in, I would just buy the land. And then the 2008 recession hit, and boom, all of a sudden, I had millions and millions of dollars worth of land that was tied up in lack of liquidity that I did not have in my pockets anymore and was out there on land that really held no monetary value because the banks couldn't see it. No one knew what the land was really worth at that point in time. So now I had a liquidity issue and I had land that was unusable based on market circumstances beyond my control, putting a lot of downward pressure and risk on every single piece of land that I owned in that era. Now it's 2026 and 85% of the land that I owned pre-2008, guess what? I still own it today because the market shifted. The direction of what the city was going to do shifted. Economics, demographics, the progressive growth, all of that stuff shifted. So post 2008, I said, no more of that stuff. I'm not going to buy land unless I know that that land is going to put me in a position to earn profits. I'm only going to tie up land. I'm not going to buy land. I'm going to get to the finish line with entitlements. I'm going to get to permit-ready projects before I actually put money out of my own pocket to buy the land, and I'm only going to put out of pocket what I have to secure the land legally, control the land legally, and be able to entitle the land legally without having to buy the land and put that downward pressure and risk on that actual land. And this is how I do it. Now, when I go in, let's say that I want to go in and build a multifamily project, okay? Now, this is multifamily, and this is residential right here. Same variable, two different perspectives, okay? There's a little house on this lot, real simple. I just put in a contingency on my project being permit ready, okay? So now that's just a contingency that says, I'm gonna close on this lot once it's permit ready. I still do a 30 to 60 day, what's called DD, due diligence period, okay? That's my due diligence. What I'm really searching for here is I'm searching for utilities and I'm going to underwrite based on viability. I'm looking for utilities and comps, okay? Now, typically, I'm looking, before I even tie it up, I've already done my comps. I already know that that land is financially viable, but I want to know that my utilities are there. So I need this 30 to 60 day due diligence. On this piece of land, let's say this piece of land costs $150,000. I'm only going to put 1 to 2% on that actual land. That's $1,500 to $3,000. So 2% is $3,000. That's 2% down on the land. So that's only $3,000 to secure it. There's a big difference. I still have $147,000 liquid that I'm going to have the bank actually pay for me when I go in and we purchase this land. The loan is going to be tied to my permit-ready set of building prints. That's how I'm going to go in and I'm going to secure this piece of land. I'm going to use the upside equity based on comps to collateralize as my down payment so that my land gets paid for in a one-time close loan to be able to go in and stabilize this full construction build from start to finish, including the land. Now, that de-risks the project because I only have $3,000 out of pocket on the land itself. One of the biggest advantages you have as a builder is that you control the variables. Once you tie up the land, now you have the time you need to go in and make sure that the project is viable financially and make sure that there's a profit for you on that build before you increase your risk in taking down that land purchase. It's actually time for you to go in and make sure that that project is buildable. Multifamily is a little bit different. Now, we're going to do this on a contingency based on a density parameter that makes it pencil. So let's say for sake of example, this piece of land is $600,000, okay? And let's say that in order to make this land pencil, you need to get 25 units. Let's say it's 25 units to make it work. It's going to have a density parameter of a minimum density of 25 units. This is our minimum density, okay? of 25 units, okay? So we need a contingency based on a minimum density approval of 25 units. That way we know we have the financial viability of making that land work. And so let's say this land is $6,000 and we have the exact same scenario. So we have to come in with 1 to 2% of the overall value of that land. That's typically what escrow is going to hold, is 1 to 2%. On a single family build, if it's 2%, no big deal. I'm going to try to go in with the least amount as possible. So on a $600,000 lot purchase, let's say that I go in with $10,000 down in escrow. Now, this $10,000 is a lot less money than $600,000. I still have $590,000 of liquidity that I get to hold on to because I only have $10,000 in escrow, and that $10,000 is going to allow me to control the lot because we have a purchase agreement with contingencies in here that allows me to control the lot, but not actually buy the lot. And so what I do now is I go in and I make a contingent on a minimum density of 25 units and all municipal approvals. What does all mean? That means all municipal approvals to build out 25 units. This will allow me, even if I have a 90-day DD, okay, that's 3 months, and then let's say I do a 30-day close. Well, that's 120 days to get this done. But I have these contingencies in here. So now, if I tie those contingencies both to my due diligence and the actual close of that lot, my money doesn't go non-refundable because now my contingency allows me to get this density first before I actually have any liability on that $10,000. So now I go back in, I control the land, I have my $10,000, I have a contingency, a density, and I have contingency on all municipal approvals. And if it takes me 120 days to get my municipal approvals, then I can go hard on that money in 120 days, but now I know I have my density. Now I'm just buying time to get to the closing table, and I might relinquish my ability to go in and take down my due diligence period, but I still don't have all municipal approvals because I don't have permits yet. So now, aren't permits municipal approvals? Building and zoning is a municipal approval. So when we go in, we still haven't got all municipal approvals. So now we might be able to take this for another 60 days to closing. So now we're sitting back at 180 days that we control the land based on a 30-day close off 90-day due diligence. And now we gained 180 days. We landed up gaining 90 more days than we had on our initial purchase agreement based on this contingency because this $10,000 allowed us to control the land and not go out of pocket on the $600,000. Now getting a fully permit-ready set of prints for 25 units that we can take out for an appraisal and an overall value that now allows us to bridge into a construction loan where the construction loan now allows us to take what was worth $600,000 and in most times is going to be worth closer in today's market to about $900,000. And now we take that $300,000 that's in excess equity of this land that we just created that the owner has no idea we just did because we own all of the entitlements. And now we're going to go in and we're going to collateralize that other $300,000 as equity into our actual build cost and our down payment that's going to be contributed to the equity of our overall loan and construction costs, reducing our all out-of-pocket money by $300,000, decreasing our liability, increasing the viability of the project. I have no carrying costs, increase my liquidity by $590 for 180 days. And this is how we de-risk projects. Ladies and gentlemen, instead of buying land, control land. Instead of putting yourself in a position where you relinquish your liquidity, give yourself the time to retain that liquidity. Utilize that liquidity as a tool to leverage financing on your construction build, to be able to go in and bridge into a construction loan, to be able to de-risk your project and successfully take multifamily out of the ground. It's when you learn how to leverage land and leverage the terms of a negotiation versus the price of the lot that allows you to de-risk a project and put yourself in a position for financial viability and safe profitability on every single build. To learn how to build projects successfully, de-risk them, keep more money in your pockets while generating larger profits and de-risking your projects, then text me the word BUILD to 505-560-0250 right now. Let's get you going ground up and let's get you building right now. Click and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pound that thumbs up button. Comment down below what you want to learn about and what your next steps are in building. And until next time, let's go out and compound your success.